Hey, at least you started though. Dead battery my ass. That's not good. What's up, boys? So, back in Greenville with 240. Finally. Am I zoomed in? There we go. Anyway, finally made it back to Greenville after all the stuff we had to get done there, product photos and whatnot. But got back, 240 died. Thinking it's bad spark plugs, bad coil packs, some sort of fuel related issue or ignition issue for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it back in the backyard, see if we can figure it out today. But went to start it, battery's dead. So now we have to jump the battery, and using the truck and some really short jumper cables. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it pulled back right here. This is my little pad, back porch and whatever. You guys haven't seen this crib yet, but anyway, get 240 jumped, pull it back here, start tearing her apart, see what happens. So see you guys in a second. Come on, baby. Rating 12 volts. Should be turning over. But she don't want to, so try again in a second. It is not looking good, fellas. It's not good. Literally drove it 2 hours, parked it, car was fine. Had a little bit of a fuel issue. It was a little bit rich, but it was definitely running. You guys saw it in the video, it was running. I parked it, a week later, doesn't want to start. I don't know. 240 things, I guess. Alright, couldn't get it started, had it jumped. Well, I had it connected to jumper cables for a solid 10 minutes. Cables got extremely hot, so I just went ahead and scrapped that idea. My taillights will not turn off when the battery is connected, so I'm thinking that's what's drained the battery. And I disconnected the battery a couple days ago when I noticed it, and the taillights were still on, so I assumed the battery was still alive. But I'm thinking now that it probably just killed this battery, which is gonna really suck because this is it's a red Optima battery. So if you're a battery freak, you know that it's a pretty good battery, pretty expensive battery. So I think I'm gonna disconnect the whole battery, take it up to Autozone, and see if they can test it and tell me if the cores are dead or whatever. And that could be one of the issues, but that still doesn't fix the fuel issue that we have once we get the car started. So this might be a two-part video of fixing the 240. Well, this is going to be like a 50-part video for fixing the 240, to be honest. But to start the process, I want to at least get it started in this video again. So I'm going to go to AutoZone, and I'll pick the camera up in 1 second. So see you guys in a minute. All right, just got the battery out, as you can see. No more battery. But when I was pulling off the negative terminal, I noticed that there was a little gap right there. It's not really there anymore because I beat the shit out of it back down. So that could be an issue. The battery seems pretty old. I don't know if they put a date on these things, but I don't know. I bought the car from a junkyard, so who knows when the battery's been replaced, but we'll go check it out, I guess. See if it's terrible. Alright, let's go back from AutoZone with some bad news. But it's a little bit weird. So, took the battery into AutoZone, get the cell tested or whatever, make sure the battery's still good. Walked in, gave him the battery, and he said, yeah, he hooked it up, and then he said, it's reading low voltage. And I was like, okay, well, how many volts is it reading? He said 10 volts. So obviously, not quite enough to start the car. So that could be one issue. And I said, well, can you test the cell and see if it is a bad battery and all, and then I just won't go through the process of trying to charge it or whatever. So then he tells me no, you can't test the cell because if it has low voltage and he runs a test on it, it's gonna fry the battery. So I'm like, so walk around the store. I said I was gonna get some starter fluid because I had planned on just taking the battery back, letting it charge again, and then trying to jump it with some starter fluid just to get it turned over at least. And like 10 seconds later, he goes, "Yep, dead cell, just came up." So after he tells me he can't test it, he tests the battery. A little weird. So anyway, I was like, "Do you have another one? I'll just buy it." And he goes, "Yeah, I do." And I asked him how much it was. $250.
About 250.
For this new battery. So I was like, "No, I'm not buying that right now. I'm going to take the old battery and see if I could start it still, because I'm not going to drop $250 on a battery if this battery's not actually dead. It just needed some starter fluid to turn over." Because the car ran fine, like I said. And then all of a sudden this happened. But then I started thinking again. I said, car always cuts out whenever you get into it in high boost, things like that. And I didn't think it was a fuel issue because the AFR usually stays pretty good. So I'm thinking the car's going to be pulling more voltage when you're putting more load onto it. And I don't think the battery has got the juice to do it. So that could be the issue of why it's cutting out as well. But I am just going to try to get it started. That way I can just get a peace of mind the car still starts and it's not something else other than the battery. So I'm going to go and put the battery back in, starter fluid, see if it'll crank. And if not, then we're buying a new battery. So we'll see what happens. I don't think this is normal at all. Do you guys put your batteries in like this as well? Because this is my process. Yeah. Okay, battery is back in the car. The ammo box makes it just really hard to put the battery in, so I have to like get into the trunk or I'm gonna like blow my back out completely. So battery's in. Okay, so battery's back in. I'm just gonna try to spray some starter fluid into the intake and hope it works. There's a little SR that doesn't want to turn on, but yeah. Let's disconnect the throttle body and see if it turned over. Try it. Okay. So we got the intake tubing pulled off, and there's a little spot where we can blow it in. I think I'm doing this right. I mean, that was the only thing that makes sense to get some starter fluid going. Let me think about what I'm doing before I do this. Yep. Okay. Good. I guess. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to film this, but I'll set the camera up somewhere, so let's try this out, I guess. Get that man. Run over here. Where's the key? No. Battery's dead, fellas. Oh, man. Whoa. Chill out, man. Don't be getting close to me like that. Battery's dead. Well, it's not enough fault to turn the car over, by any means. I don't have a jumper box, and I don't think there's any way I can get cables back here. I could push it back out and pull my truck up next to it, I guess. I think the best option for me is just going to be getting a new battery, though. I think that battery is just toasted. So, if you want to help me out, Venmo me $1. I'll get me a new battery. But no, in all seriousness, if you guys do want to support the channel in any way, definitely go check out notrustclique.com. All the money that gets spent in there goes back into the company making the videos and lets us do cool stuff, I guess. Helps us travel, pay for hotel rooms when we go to shows, things like that. Even if you just go buy a single sticker, which they're only $1 right now. So if you want to go support, go pick up a nice little sticker, pick up a t-shirt, or hell, just subscribe and like this video, because that's going to help us get monetized quicker. A lot of people don't know that, but our videos aren't even monetized, so we get nothing from YouTube whatsoever. Everybody thinks that since we're growing so fast, we're getting a buttload of money, but no, that's not how it works. We're a long way from making money. So we're just doing it because we like it. But let me regroup this, figure out what I'm doing with the 240 now that the battery's dead, and we'll go from there. Like I said earlier, though, the taillights on this thing will not turn off. So if you have any idea why they would not turn off, the headlights are off. I'm flicking the thing right now. The front pop-ups are down. The e-brake is up, but it stays on. Like, the brake lights will be on when the e-brake's down. So that's probably one reason why the battery's just toast. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. And I've never had an issue with it before, but now all of a sudden they just don't want to go off. I don't know if it's an issue with if one of the fuses is like stuck. I mean, I don't do electrical at all. Like, that's just terrible stuff to deal with me. I always electrocute myself some way or another. But I don't really know what else to do with the 240. The battery's dead. I don't really have the money to go buy another battery right now. At least not $250. Like, definitely not trying to do that. But like I said, we'll figure something out with the battery issue. I have disconnected and connected this battery probably like 6 times. And I just disconnected it again. And I realized this window is down. So now I get to go back here, lift this thing up. Somehow the gas struts on this car still work. I don't know where I can prop you guys up, but I'm going to reconnect this battery right quick. Let's see. Please don't shock the fuck out of me. God, dude, I hate electrical. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. This is so bad. Hold on, let me set the camera down. Okay. It's sketchy, but I think it should allow me to roll the windows up. Let's see. Please don't be too dead to roll the windows up. Why? Please let me roll my window up. This is ass. I guess we're gonna push the 240 out and I guess continue trying to work on it. I don't know. We'll see what we can do, I guess. Hold on, give me a minute. Let me shuffle these cars around and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we're back to square one. The cars have been shuffled. 240 is getting charged. It's got enough power to roll the window up. That's the first thing I did. Now, listen to this. Oh, it's awful. Definitely need some WD-40. Alright, hood's up. Let it charge for a minute. And then we're going to go back to the starter fluid idea and see if that turns it over. Hopefully it does. I got it to crank earlier, like you guys saw, but it just wouldn't turn over. So, you know, it's just 240 things once again. Gotta love it. Anyway, I'm gonna let it charge for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll start spraying some starter fluid down her throat, see if she likes it. While we wait for it to charge, if you guys ever like to enjoy cold drinks while you work on your car, we just dropped koozies on the website. Just dropped, I think they're $5, pretty cheap. They're nice koozies though. I usually have one, but mine are all upstairs and I don't feel like getting the doorknobs all dirty. So I'm just gonna be drinking this hot can now. But if you like cold drinks, go get yourself a No Trust koozie. So once again, it's reading 12 volts. Let's just try to start her up now. See what happens. Oh my God, boys. She's not happy. She is not happy. Nah, it's because that thing's wide open. So let me turn it off and then go start that. Oh, it sounds awful. Hey, at least she started though. Dead battery my ass. Alright, intake tubing is back on. That's not good. Okay, maybe the battery is bad. I don't know.
Суммы нули погибают на сцене. Снова один, прогуляюсь без тени. Заливаю лид под